Well, former President Daniel Arap Moi has finally been laid to rest in a culmination of a whole week of mourning as ordered by President Uhuru Kenyatta. The fallen president was described in many ways by very many different leaders and close friends in a ceremony that was attended by his close family, political friends, as well as other leaders in the country. That is our top story tonight, but also ahead of this bulletin. Good evening and welcome to the program. My name is Erick, Mnene, our sign language interpreter at the bottom, and of your screen is Joyce Warimo. Now, with a 19-gun salute, former President Daniel Arap Moi has been given a historic send-off that saw leaders and thousands of Kenyans rise as early as 4 a.m. to pay their last respects to the second president of Kenya. Diana Rachel Mbogwa kicks off our coverage tonight.
A 19-gun salute. Daniel Arap Moi has finally been laid to rest at his Kabarak home and next to his late wife Lena, according to his wishes. The guns were fired in 3-second intervals from 4:20 p.m. Unlike the first president of Kenya, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, who was accorded a 21-gun salute, President Moi was accorded a 19-gun salute by the military since he did not die while in office. And with a fine tune. A tune that may remind us that the time here on earth is just but a passing cloud. The gun salute was followed by an air parade in honor of the late president. His body was lowered 6 feet under as the military continued with the 19-gun salute, and after the prayers, a one-of-a-kind plaque was laid on his grave. And a few moments later, one by one, led by the family and guests who were allowed to the final service, including President Uhuru Kenyatta and other leaders, laid the wreaths of flowers at Moi's grave. Besides the somber mood that engulfed the atmosphere, the burial ceremony was colored by humor from some of the leaders as they paid their tribute to the late Moi. Indeed, it was one-of-a-kind state funeral with thousands of mourners who flocked Kabarak University from Tuesday midnight, others filling up the place by 4 a.m. in honor of an icon they will live to remember. Most who attended said they traveled from various parts, with some from as far as 300 kilometers to attend the burial of Kenya's second and longest-serving head of state, who ruled from 1978 to 2002. And like the famous Nelson Mandela quote says, when a man has done what he considers to be his duty to his people and his country, he can rest in peace. With the moments Moi had of reconciliation with different leaders and Kenyans, Moi could say he will sleep for eternity. Diana Rachel Mbogwa, Ebru TV.
Well, moving on, the 2022 succession politics took the center stage during the burial of retired President Daniel Arap Moi. Gideon Moi was installed by his brother Raymond Moi as the political heir to his late father, with opposition chief Raila Odinga faulting Deputy President William Ruto of using his peasant life as an excuse to ascend to power. Ruto, however, maintained to follow the footsteps of Moi by forming one political unit with an aim of bringing peace and unity in the country. Our political affairs reporter Jeff Haimba with more details on that.
It was a colorful burial ceremony of the late Mzee Daniel Arap Moi. The long day event presided over by the military. Politics dominated with each and every speaker consolidating support ahead of the 2022 polls.
Kila mtu tingiza, kwa sababu Raila mwenyewe alikuwa mtu ya kutingiza. Tingiza! William Ruto, mimi ndio nilichukulia hii kiti niko naye. Tingiza!
Ndio nataka kuambia kwamba you stand up to keep the name of Mzee. We are here to support you.
The ODM leader Raila Odinga, in his remarks, faulted the Deputy President William Ruto of applying the hustler narrative as a political tool ahead of the succession politics. However, without mincing words, William Ruto in a quick rejoinder reaffirmed the mourners of following the footsteps of Moi by forming one formidable political party in the country with the name of maintaining peace and unity.
Moi struggled and died the way he died. These children are also just struggling. They're Kenyans like anybody else. Just like Uhuru Kenyatta is also just a Kenyan. And Raila is also just a Kenyan. Well, why should somebody think that is more entitled to things in this country than Raila Odinga because he's son of Oginga Odinga? Or Gideon Moi because he's son of Moi? No, Gideon has a right like any other Kenyan to vie for any position that he wants in this country.
For the sake of the unity of the nation, President Moi folded his KADU, joined KANU, so that the country can come together and we can avoid ethnicity. It is the same spirit that motivated President Uhuru and myself to fold all the political parties we had so that we can form Jubilee.
As Raila Odinga and William Ruto shoved and pushed each other over the 2022 polls, Moi's family was not left behind. Rongai Member of Parliament Raymond Moi, who is the third born in Moi family, handed over the baton to his young brother Gideon Moi as the successor of their father politically.
Kisiasa wacha binda amshe Gideon. Gideon kuja. Kwa kisiasa itakuwa huyu, sivyo? So, na yeye akiregarega ama si mimi niko hapa.
Gideon Moi now has a heavy task of convincing the Rift Valley base, which is now a home turf of the Deputy President William Ruto, who has won the hearts of many in the region.
Honestly, I was not expecting this. Hata kushika hii rungu, it's anyway, nitashika, and I'll do my best
that this Rift Valley shall continue to be not just the Bonde la Ufa, lakini Rift Valley hii itazidi kuwa Bonde la Amani.
After Moi's burial, political leaders have announced to resume their political consultative BBI rallies across the country. Reporter for Ebru TV, I'm Jeff Khaemba.
Well, moving on, the final journey of President Daniel Arap Moi was anything but the end of glowing tributes for the man who was at the helm of the country for 24 years. Family and friends and fellow politicians have paid one last tribute to Mzee Moi, who will be clearly missed by many.
The mixed mood of sadness and the celebration of life witnessed Tuesday when the country was remembering Mzee Daniel Arap Moi at the Nyayo National Stadium played out once again today.
I want to thank the family, especially the sons and daughters of President Moi, for allowing us to share their father, because he was our father too.
This time at the Kabarak University grounds, where family, friends and politicians trooped to pay final tributes to Mzee Moi.
Mzee Moi huyu amefanya mambo ambayo hayawezi kuelezwa hata kwa wiki mzima.
For us, his grandchildren, he instilled the importance of having ambition, focus, humility, and above all, the love of Christ, who is a purveyor of all wisdom.
One by one, those who took to the podium, eulogizing Mzee Moi as the astute head of state he was.
You have to believe that he really had a strong memory. Just in case you are wondering, that was a bright yellow t-shirt with black writing and a cup overflowing with beer. It was from East African breweries with the caption, "Have a nice day.
And the other side of the man at the helm of the country for 24 years.
There was only one issue in which I could not sway him. That was his working too many hours. I even resorted to using the words from Exodus when Jethro advised his son-in-law Moses, "The things you are doing are not right. You will surely wear yourself out. Make it easy for yourself and let them share the burden." But this did not sway his work ethic.
From former personal aides, those who worked under him, to members of his immediate and political family, the other gentle and spiritual side of Mzee Moi was also painted today.
The last time I remember when I was with Kuka, so he told me, Charbon, always remember to put God first and do not take anything that you have for granted, because all that I have and all that you will gain, always remember that this is achieved by the grace of God.
For the record, as Gideon said yesterday, yes, Mzee loved his meat. He also enjoyed sharing a small glass of sweet, kosher, sacramental wine from Israel with Sir Charles and Jonjo and myself, and maybe just a wee bit at bedtime. Dawa ya wazee.
And when it came to the president's time to pay his tribute,
sisi ndio tunajua kelele ya Mzee Moi ni nini. Tunaielewa.
President Kenyatta mourning the passing of his political mentor, a man that pulled him out of political nothingness and paved the road for him to be head of state.
Nimeweza kusoma siasa kutoka kwa profesa mwalimu namba 1 wa siasa za taifa hili letu la Kenya,
who also had a firm grip on discipline.
Na siku moja alipiga simu, najua zake zilikuwa za asubuhi saa 11. Mimi nilikuwa najua kwa sababu kulikuwa kitu nilikuwa nimefanya hiyo siku ingine. Kajua hii simu iko na taabu. Nikamwambia mama, wewe chukua hiyo. Unajua wewe utakuwa sawa.
Mzee Moi, who died 8 days ago, was buried at his Kabarak home with full military honors next to his wife Lena, who died in 2004.
Moving on, a matatu driver involved in an early morning accident along the Naivasha-Nairobi highway has been put in a life support machine at the Kijabe Mission Hospital, while Jubilee Party Secretary General was admitted to the Karen Hospital after an accident along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway, which involved 3 vehicles, among them the Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju's car and a 14-seater matatu. Other passengers in the 14-seater matatu also suffered serious injuries, while the CS with no portfolio suffered chest and abdomen injuries. Tuju is currently receiving treatment at the Karen Hospital.
At around 6:45 a.m. at Magina area along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway, 3 vehicles, a Toyota Allion, a matatu and a Prado that was ferrying Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju, were involved in an accident. According to the police on ground, the driver of the Toyota Allion had stopped to allow another vehicle to branch off into a feeder road ahead. However, the 14-seater matatu of Nuclear Sacco, while trying to avoid hitting the Toyota Allion, swerved to the other traffic lane, thereby colliding head-on with the motor vehicle which had Tuju on board.
Wakati tulifika hapa kwa msitu ndio tulisikia mulio, yani kugongana kwa magari. Kuangalia mbele tukaona moshi. Kukimbia kuangalia tukakuta ni gari 2 ambayo moja ni kumbwa.
Alafu tukakimbia tukakuja kuokoa watu wetu. Sasa kufika hapa tukakuta wengine, alafu wamechukuliwa wale walikuwa na Prado na wakapelekwa hosi. Tukaanza kuokoa wale walikuwa kwa Nissan.
The driver of the matatu is currently placed on life support, while Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju, who was earlier airlifted to Kijabe Mission Hospital after a surgery, continues receiving treatment at a said Nairobi hospital.
He's stable. He's undergone an operation just to stabilize him.
The matatu had 12 passengers on board who who also sustained minor injuries and were rushed to Kijabe Mission Hospital. 2 of the passengers sustained an injury on the chest, while the other sustained a head injury. Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju suffered a chest and abdomen injuries, while his driver Austin Oindo had a fracture of the right leg and his bodyguard Charles Oyaro sustained a fracture of the right hand. Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju was on his way to attend to Moi's burial at the time of the accident. The 3 vehicles have, however, been towed to the police station awaiting inspection. Milikisanya for Ebru TV.
Now, as the country mourns retired President Daniel Arap Moi, controversial Reverend Timothy Njoya and former Subukia Member of Parliament Koigi Wamwere are among a few Kenyans who will never forget the tribulations they underwent through during the 24-year regime of the head of state, who many say ruled with an iron fist. Now, the two claim that Moi's leadership was dictatorial, with several Kenyans killed and others maimed whenever they complained over excessive use of power and human rights abuses. Our political affairs reporter Jeff Haemba spent time with the two men and filed the following report.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and so it is for one Reverend Timothy Njoya. The man of Guru on several occasions found himself in fixes with the late President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi during his 24-year in power.
Moi, I knew him before he became president because he was a brother in Christ.
We are joined with Njoya at his home, a small area at Ngong in Nairobi, in which he made a pyramid of stone.
So I went to the pulpit and I said, Kenyans have God-given rights to dismantle one party state and dismantle the Lancaster Constitution and make their own homemade constitution.
After the declaration of the multi-party state by Reverend Njoya in charge, hell broke once the news reached Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi.
Once I stated that, Moi summoned the following day all church leaders. They went to the state house. The others disowned me. When I said that, I could see the following evening Moi shaking, saying, how can subversive summons come from the house of God?
Dressed in a simple blue shirt and black trousers, completed by a crucifixion chain and a priestly collar, Njoya recounts the events with Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi.
Churches started now going to State House for demonstration to approach their royalty. You know, things are now hot. The parliament was there, reconvened. And they were told, what actions now you are taking now as administration? They called a general administration committee at Mombasa, a special highest court of the church, to overrule my presbytery. Then I rose to my collar for 2 years. You know, there was no support from any politician.
It was at this point that the journey for multi-party began.
That's how the people themselves now are ready to be called for mass action. Odiga came direct to his office in the Ajekpo house. So I gave him the Bible and asked him a question. Why have you conspired, Mr. Odiga, against God? Then he put his hands up, pictures. He put his hands up like that and said, no, I have no conspirators, no conspirators. Then he committed himself to multi-party. This was the first. Then I went and recruited Matiba. Matiba was feared, but he came later with the Rofia.
Njoya was one of the leaders of the Saba multi-party demonstrations on the 7th of July 1990, and that forced the repressive Moi regime to allow the reintroduction of the multi-party state.
At Kamukoji, but we were prevented. So we had a Saba on Saba in the memory of the first Saba. So that when I was brutalized and left for dead, I was being picked to go to hospital. I lost consciousness for 3 days. So they embarked on beating me so that I could not be shot. So when I fell down, they were coming now to shoot the body, but the press dropped the cameras, laid on my body.
Among the other leaders include the former Subukia Member of Parliament Koigi Wamwere. Despite Njoya constantly brushing shoulders with Moi, they had a cordial friendship.
Then after that, we called Yegatika Crusade. All Central Province, the police were in Yegatika to disperse. Because I announced we should have battle for the multi-party lawyer again. In open air, Moi said, if that, we shall use all the resources of the state to crush that crusade. Oh dear, that brought everybody who didn't want to come. We were beaten. Media was beaten. Mrs. Gatoba was beaten. She died. When the police came, commanded by Nyakeri, and he arrested me when I went to Nakuru. I was in prison. I was detained for 3 days.
But some leaders who went through Moi's torture have remained firm not to forgive him.
Nyayo House, mtu alikuwa ukienda huko upewi chakula, labda after 2 days ndio unapewa kitu kidogo ndio ya kukula. Lakini wakati huo mwingine tena kuna mwagwa maji. Saa nyingine kuna wekwa baridi kali. Saa nyingine kuna wekwa fumbi, na hata ukikojoa huko na kwa maji, hiyo maji ndio tulikuwa tunakunywa.
Reverend Timothy Njoya, aged 72, is among the few clergymen, together with Koigi Wamwere, who publicly spoke against autocracy leadership and the dictatorial form of government.
I was arrested 5 times.
5 times?
5 times. And I was killed 3 times. One during Kenyatta's time and Moi's 2 times. I've never addressed Moi even one day. Why should I answer him and he is not the level, my level?
Until now, Moi is not your level.
I've never answered him.
Moi alikuwa mfalme ambaye hakujali kwenda uchi na ambaye hakutaka kuambiwa na yeyote ya kwamba mfalme yuko uchi. Tafadhali valia nguo.
The two say they faced torture during the arrests.
What arrest are not free to answer the way they are, any other way other than yes.
Kawaida mtu alikuwa anafungwa na kitambaa macho, ukiwa umefungwa unatembezwa, na mwishowe unakwenda kufunguliwa kitambaa chako katika gereza ambalo lilikuwa sasa na gereza lingine ndani yake. Ukiwa kizuizini, mara nyingi ulikuwa unawekwa peke yako.
Timothy Njoya and Koigi Wamwere are men who shoot straight from their hips.
Then I was arrested even in Naivasha. I was told to sign my statement for going to court for charges. When I received it, I read it and tore it. And then I was added a charge that I have destroyed the government property. They asked me questions, so many. Why did you call Moi? The first question was, why did you call Moi a pig?
Kwa sababu kuna wakati nakumbuka, kwa mfano kulikuwepo na jamaa mmoja alikuwa anaitwa Karanja, na alikuwa ameteswa sana na polisi. Polisi walikuwa wanaweka chuma motoni mpaka chuma hiyo inakuwa nyekundu, alafu wanakuja wanamchoma na hiyo chuma.
Njoya says each African leader is a dictator.
There was Idi Amin in Uganda, Bokassa in Central Africa. Where was there no dictator, tell me?
Mimi naonanga ni mtu ambaye hawezi saidia mtu kwa sababu alinisumbua mimi.
Watu wanakuchukia, wanataka kukuweka jela, wamekosa sababu ya kufanya hivyo, kwa hivyo hawawezi kukupeleka mahakamani. Sasa wanakutupa pahali ambapo wamejipa ruksa ya kukufunga bila ya kukutolea maelezo ni kwa nini wanakufanyia hivyo.
A dictatorial regime, Njoya says, was a manifest from the first president of the Republic of Kenya.
All these dictators, including Mobutu or Bokassa, weren't very intelligent to create. You know that Bokassa was a salary for sharp, a sergeant, before he made the coup. How could he have created a one-party state? He could. All those were designed by and made in a laboratory and released for Africans for African dictators to have. It was created like a virus which infected every African leader.
Kama ungepatikana na ndoto tu hata ya kuwa na chombo tofauti cha habari kando na KBC, ungejipata huko ndani. Hatukuruhusiwa hata uhuru mdogo wa kuota. Najua kwamba kuna jamaa mmoja anaitwa Githaiga Nakuru ambaye aliota amekuwa mtoto wa mfalme, na hatimaye akashikiwa ndoto yake hiyo ama aliyotakiwa kwenda kuelezea polisi katika kituo cha polisi cha Central Nakuru. Hatimaye walimpeleka kotini na akafungwa kwa miaka 5 kwa kosa la kuota.
Each and every African leader, according to Njoya, copied the script of his predecessor.
Can you imagine that none of those dictators was educated? Not in Kenya, everywhere. Can you tell me one who had even finished high school? It was a coronavirus of that time. Every dictator at that time, they didn't make it. It was written for them.
To do it?
To root, to rig, everywhere, to be brutal, to kill their... All that was in the script. They read the script and put it into practice. I tell you, Moi read the script and memorized it, and he followed it. So don't blame him. The man is innocent.
You feel that Moi, Kenyatta, all those African leaders did not fight for this country's freedom?
No. I have document of rankers of Kenyatta, what he went to Britain. He said he wanted return land to the original owners. Kenyatta asked return land to the Kikuyu owners. It is his own writing. It was in the newspapers in Britain. That's why he was disowned by the Pan-African Congress, because he didn't follow the 1919 Paris Conference, Pan-African Congress, which said we want African self-determination. Kenyatta, from birth to death, he never mentioned the word self-determination. But when he came, he was told by Kagia and Ogdiga, let's return land to the original owners. He refused. And even today, the war in Kenya is bad. That those who did not own it originally own it now, because they pretended to buy it. You see, so what you are talking about today is because Kenyatta forgot his words. Return land to the original owners. Moi, I told you he was dancing according to the tune. The tune of that time. Whatever he inherited, he called it Nyayo. He said, I'm following the Nyayo. What does that mean? I'm going to dance according to the script. To the script.
Uhuru akimaliza kipindi chake cha miaka 10, heri aende nyumbani. Ruto amemaliza kipindi chake cha miaka 10, heri aende nyumbani. Raila amekuwepo kwa muda mrefu, wakati wake wa kuondoka ni sasa, heri aende nyumbani. Tutafute kundi lipya.
Reverend Timothy Njoya, together with Koigi Wamwere, have earned the right to be considered one of the greatest human rights activists.
I can remember him and be grateful to him in that all those wars, they didn't lead to a civil war, because Moi was wise enough, great enough, a statesman to say, you want money party? Have it.
Nakumbuka nilimuomba Moi awe Joshua wa kutufikisha kule, akakataa. Kibaki alijaribu lakini hakutufikisha Kanani. Uhuru hajatufikisha Kanani. Tunahitaji, kama sio Uhuru, tunahitaji kiongozi mwingine wa kutufikisha Kanani haraka iwezekanavyo.
Reporter for Ebru TV, I'm Jeff Khaemba.
Well, thank you, Jeff Khaemba, for that. Of course, those are divergent views about the man who many have said was a true statesman. Now, moving on, more than a dozen residents living in Kawangware 56, Nairobi County will spend the night in the cold after angry protesters burned down houses belonging to Joseph Njuguna, a landlord whom they accuse of killing a tenant over rent. The residents claim the landlord's son, John Nganga, allegedly stabbed a 23-year-old man that led to his death. Police have now launched investigations into the matter, as the whereabouts of the said suspect is still unknown. Here's our reporter Abdiaziz Hashim with that.
Warren Chirongo, a 23-year-old man who collects garbage for a living, had lived here for years. The young man allegedly had not paid his rent for 11 days, and his delay attracted the landlord to his residence on Monday. Residents living in the area claim that the landlord, Joseph Njuguna, and his son, John Nganga, gave a beating to Warren for not paying his rent. The houses cost $2,500 a month. Residents further claim that Warren was stabbed in the neck and his back.
Landlord na kijana wake walienda kutai yule kijana deni. So kumtai deni na yule kijana hakuwa na pesa. Alafu hapo ndio yule kijana wa landlord akasema kwanza hata ulipa hata vitu zetu za token. Hapo ndio penye walianza kufurukana.
Hata ukiangalia huyu jamaa kuwawa, hakuwawa ameshinda kulipa rent ya mwezi. Ni masiku, sio mwezi. Wajua wenyewe watumia wasema ni mwezi mzima, ikianza tarehe moja, ikiingia ingine wasema ni mwezi. Ni masiku 11 kijana ambaye hakuwa amelipa rent.
Mazee, mimi nilikuja hivyo nikapata Warren amededi. Mimi sikufurahia hiyo kitendo kwa sababu msee mwenye amededi alinipatia 50 bob Monday.
For example, umekaa kwa hiyo miaka 10 kwa hiyo nyumba. Unajua wale agent wanakuja wengine ni wageni. Hawajui hivi wanalipanga nyumba. But wanakuharakisha ile stove yako linunua, radio linunua, TV kako sufuria wanabeba wanapeleka kwa store yao.
Kwa sasa hii sijalipa nyumba. Kama hii maneno ndio itakuwa inaendelea hapa 56. Naona hata mimi maisha yangu iko hatarini. Kitu kaa hii tunaona wanasema ati huyu kijana ameiba token. Tumefika mahali tumeona kumbe Kenya Power na landlord wamekuwa maagent. So paka unaona inafika mahali Kenya Power ati kijana anasemekana ameiba mita.
Immediately after the incident, it is reported that Warren remained in his house, left alone to lick his wound, as evident in this picture held by the angry demonstrators. He was then pronounced dead on Tuesday, where his body was taken to the city mortuary by police officers. Today, a section of rowdy demonstrators vowed to burn down the structures owned by the said landlord. The fire caught power lines, which made the fire spread even further, razing down houses that have left businessmen and women staring at huge losses.
Now, there was an incident that was reported yesterday of a son of a landlord who had stabbed a tenant. And that stabbing ended up to death. The boy died. He's called in Jirongo. When the police responded to the incident, they had already burned some 50 houses of mapati and timber structures belonging to the landlord whose son had stabbed Jirongo.
Mimi ni mwanabiashara wa Insan Spirit. Nimekadiria hasara kubwa kuhusiana hii zogo ambalo ilianza hapo jana. Inafahamika kwamba landlord aliua kijana ambaye alikuwa tendani wake. Mimi kwangu vitu zimeibiwa za kadi ya 60,000. Naomba kwamba wahisani watusaidie.
A manhunt has been launched for the said suspect as investigations continues. Residents now want security apparatus to intervene and make sure the family of Warren have received the justice they require. Abdiaziz Hashim, Ebru TV, Nairobi County. Sikosa.
Well, you're watching Ebru Prime Time News. Time now for a very short break. And remember, we do value your opinion and feedback, and you can do that through SMS line that is 40920. Keep it here.